BBAI stock today is falling by about 6% through market trading hours. We are seeing this stock just go lower and lower as the day continues, finally finding a little bit of a support towards the end of the day. However, with the past 5 days now representing a relatively red trend, and with us breaking to and past some key levels, the question is, where do we go from here? And whilst nobody can say for certain, today I'm going to be sharing with you my personal thoughts and opinions based on what we are seeing. I want you guys to remember, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, simply just based on my opinions, right? At the same time, if you do enjoy these videos, please do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me to know that you guys want to see more content specifically on this stock. Now, the first thing that I want to speak about as we dive into today's video on this particular stock is the conditions that we've seen in the broad market. Today we are seeing most markets drop. We're seeing the S&P 500 falling by 0.6%. Now, the Dow Jones is up ever so slightly, but the Nasdaq and the Russell 2000 are both down. We're seeing a 1.46% reduction in the Nasdaq price and also a 0.78% reduction in the Russell 2000. So not necessarily the most positive day for markets broadly. At the same time, most of the stocks that we've looked at on the channel today have actually been red. And that is very much worth speaking about. So whilst that is all true, whilst that is all the case, we are now seeing this one falling even lower. Zoom out to the 3-month chart and you can see the context of this. We've seen this major gap down in recent days, coming from the price all the way at $7 to the price way over here at in the $4 range. And this is not necessarily bad, but it is worth noting, because it does add to this prolonged downtrend. You will know, if you've been following this one over the past 6 months, we've seen prices just a few months ago in the $2 range. From there, we've gone all the way up to the $8 range, right? Before coming back down to where we are right now. Even with that being said, this is a stock that is still up over 100% from where it was a couple of months ago. And this is absolutely something which I think we must factor in when making any sort of a judgment on where we could possibly go next. That's not to say that it can't run even harder. That's not to say we can't see this one go up more. But it is to say, look, let's just be realistic, right? This stock is up hundreds of percents, especially even if you go back a bit further, right? Go back to July, which is not a long time ago at all. And this stock was priced way higher, or way lower, I should say. So the gain is way higher. You need to factor this in. And you need to factor in volatility, you need to factor in unpredictability if this is a stock that you want to play. Of course, it's your choice to make, but do factor those things in at the very least. So, considering all of that and looking into the future, right, the question now becomes, where do we go from here? In previous days, we were starting to see a trend forming. We were potentially looking at finding a support somewhere like 640, as we have seen before, arguably going a bit lower to the $6 range exactly. However, into today and the last few days, this support has just not held up. Actually, it seems, if anything, to becoming a resistance. $6 appears to now be a new point of difficulty that we just can't break above. You'll see difficulty here. To the most part, difficulty here. We just can't break above this trend. If this changes, well, if we do start to move upwards, I should say, if we do see some upwards momentum, $6 is going to be the first important range to break above. That is absolutely noteworthy. If you guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day, I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right, guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here, guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment, guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from $14.50 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. Then you've got to ask, will that previous 644, 650 become the new level of resistance? Well, there's a lot of possibility that that could happen too. And then from there, we're on to test other important levels. We could be looking to test 716, that's going to be a key one. Difficulty both here as well, and here, right? 716 roughly. That has been a level on the upside that we found a lot of difficulty at. Break above that and we could be looking to push to higher levels. However, this is assuming that things do indeed go up. If things do continue to go down, we've got to ask where our next level of support is. Well, again, you could be looking to hopefully maintain 645, 644. However, being as how close we are now, there is a possibility that that doesn't hold up. If it doesn't, we're looking to push quite a bit lower. That's just my opinion, right? We're looking to push to 475, 480, levels that we've seen before. We've seen 470 hold up, right? We've seen this recently. We've seen this over here too. We've seen these levels hold up historically. That is going to be the next point to the downside. And considering how far away that is from where we are right now, that would also represent a relatively significant drop. That doesn't necessarily mean much again in context, because again, this is a stock that is still at that point going to be up by hundreds of percentage points. However, it does mean, in my opinion, that we should absolutely tread with caution here. I think what a lot of people are looking for in a lot of these stocks, right, a lot of these AI-based stocks or a lot of stocks in general, people are looking for big, quick moves. And the difficulty of this is it's with all stocks really, with all stocks and cryptos. A lot of the time it's going to be a battle, not a war. A war, not a battle, I should say, right? Don't expect wins overnight. The likelihood of seeing that is slim. Again, we could of course see this one rocket tomorrow. Like I say, I just give you the levels that I'm looking for. You guys can make your own minds up. We could see this one rocket tomorrow. However, in my opinion, it's likely that we may see some more downward pressure before we start to recover. Yeah, we might hit one or two green days, and if we break above those key levels that I mentioned, brilliant. But for now, I'm looking at this one more as an opportunity where you've got to say, especially with the markets the way they are at the moment, the downside risk is absolutely there. We're not really next to any previous levels of support. We're not really that close to any previous levels of resistance, not really. So, to a degree, it's going to be relatively hard to climb back up long term, or short term, I should say, short to mid term. It's going to be difficult to climb back up, and again, arguably, you've got that pressure to move downwards. So would I buy this one? I personally wouldn't. I think there is a potential that we're going to hit the $5 range or slightly lower into the high fours. And I think that is absolutely worth noting. Now again, I do hope I'm wrong. I hope that tomorrow this stock goes up massively. But I think people do fail to acknowledge the real context of what we're seeing here. This is a stock that has blown up massively. Again, I do think it's got potential. I'm not saying it will or won't, but I think it's got potential to go higher. Right? We have seen this in the past, but that doesn't mean that we should expect it straight away. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.